Hi.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you guys?
Well, hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Sorry, I
Lots of
jumped in just
drama.
a little bit later just because I want to make sure you guys didn't notice I was gone. But
All
I'm here.
good.
Happy
We're
Thursday, ladies.
happy
Happy
Thursday.
Happy
Thursday.
Thursday.
We are on episode 9. Exciting.
Very
That went by
Excited. Very
fast.
excited. Yes.
Yeah,
It
That went by
did.
really fast. Wow, that's
yeah.
what, 2 months, over 2 months?
Over 2 months, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think every
Crazy.
Thursdays.
Every
Yeah, that's what
Thursday,
happens when we have
January.
fun.
I believe January we started, right? Or February.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I don't know, but 2 months.
But
That's
every
a long
day
time.
we're learning and we're improving, so we're gonna be
Definitely.
pros, right, guys?
That's the goal every other episode.
That's an
We're gonna be
understatement.
pros.
And then we're gonna start mixing and scratching. Doo-doo. Come on, guys.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Well, we want to say happy birthday to Mark.
I know.
Happy birthday,
Mark.
Mark.
Happy birthday,
Happy-
Mark.
Mm.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mark. Yes.
Yeah.
How old is he? Are you allowed to say? Is that a rude
He-
question? Is that a rude question?
He's 42.
Guys don't
Oh,
care.
Goodness. I know.
We Are you do. sure I about do. that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's 42. 24 years old, he said on the chat. So you can switch the numbers.
He-
24.
Oh, really?
24.
24,
24.
yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
That's
is he?
cute.
Okay, so but he's 42.
Yes, he's 42.
Okay. Wow.
But he looks 24.
But he
Yeah,
really
he looks
24.
super young.
Oh, gosh.
He looks
You
really
guys
young.
look really young. You're 20 and he looks 24.
Oh,
What are you guys
gosh.
worrying about?
I think we just
Seriously.
drink a lot of green tea. I don't know.
I guess we're
No.
drinking the wrong things, lady. Red wine's supposed to be good, you know?
No.
You know,
It's
like
delicious.
dark chocolate's supposed to be
Oh,
good
dark
for you and
chocolate,
healthy.
yes.
So
I love dark chocolate. But I can't drink a lot because I break out. It's crazy.
Mhm.
When you get
gotta go all
older.
natural.
Yeah.
So,
So-
any of our viewers new viewers, welcome to episode 9.
I think we have a lot of
Welcome.
DJ Melo-D and Docdina fans.
Yes.
Oh,
Ooh.
welcome. Thank you.
I'm
Our
a
special
fan.
guest.
I'm a fan. I'm a
Yes.
fan.
It's
Yes.
Docdina. So we'll be talking
I love
to
her.
soon.
I love her name.
Docdina.
Docdina.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
It
awesome.
rolls off the tongue nicely.
It really does.
We always watch them play some jams in the weekend. So
They're so entertaining.
they're
that's
so
why.
entertaining.
I
Yeah.
know.
They're a good combo.
They're
They
such
flow
a
so
good
well. Like,
Who-
this is awesome.
Which
Power
one of you
couple.
thought? Which one of you was surprised they even had kids?
I
I
was.
surprised.
All of us.
Really, like,
All of us.
really.
I forgot
I
to
have
tell
one
them
child,
that.
and I'm like, what?
Your older son was so cute when he came. I think one of the Twitch episode, and he started dancing with.
Oh, that's Maddie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so awesome. Like my kids won't do that. Like they're
He's
gonna
a
be embarrassed. Like
huge
no.
Michael Jackson fan.
Oh,
Really?
It's like the
That's
cutest
cute.
thing.
Wow.
I was like,
That
oh,
is
that's
awesome.
cute.
Yeah. Of course,
Well,
Melo
we'll
taught him well, right?
That's fine. The
Never
time.
gonna give you up. That's what DJ Cram said on the text or Twitch. But shout out to everyone. It's a lot of our Gruber, Abby, DJ Cram,
Welcome.
Genevieve,
Hi, guys.
Docdina is in the house. Wax Fondler,
Oh.
our husbands. They better be watching. So
I don't think my husband is.
Buddy Lee.
Isn't he working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
He's at a gig
he's,
right now.
Yes. Yeah. I'm happy. It's good. That's good
Yes.
news, right?
Yes.
During
a
the
little
week,
bit.
that's good. Good.
And yeah, a little bit of change, right? Some improvements. Yeah.
Things are
That's
changing.
good. And
they are.
CW Scott 34 said, "You ladies are killing it." And then Lori Panther Solutions is in the.
Oh,
Hello.
hello, Lori.
Hello.
Hi, Lori.
Thank you,
Hi,
guys.
Lori. Yeah,
He's-
thank you.
Buddy Lee said, "Where's Mello? He's gonna come later." So keep
So
watching.
stay tuned. Keep
Stay
watching.
tuned.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
I think Melo's hiding right now.
He's hiding.
I don't think he wants to be on right now.
It'll be good.
Well, what's today's agenda with our desserts?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
what is it?
It is guava cake from
Do you guys all have
Andrea's World of Cakes.
In case our viewers that are just barely tuning in, we always have a dessert.
Oh
Ooh,
yes.
who's rumbling up there?
I think that's
Yummy,
Crystal.
yummy.
We always
So
feature a dessert to support local businesses.
to support.
Oh,
Who is
Uh-oh.
knocking?
somebody really wants to eat this cake.
Can we tell that we're live? Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
this
the-
Look at this yumminess.
Yeah, they're yummy.
Where's
they're
it from?
Andrea World of Cakes, and they're located 8090 South Durango Road, Suite 107, Las Vegas. So we used
And-
to live by there, and I believe we got Ryu's cake from there before. They're like right
Aw.
next to Island Flavor. So
That's right. Yeah.
So this is what we're eating close of you. So all our
Wow.
viewers, it's
It's
a guava
guava.
cake.
Guava
Yeah.
cake.
mm,
Mhm.
It's really good.
This is
really
good.
good.
It's light.
Very light. Very,
Very light.
Super
yeah.
light, but super flavorful.
And
It's a pretty color too.
The guava,
Yum.
Guava. Guava.
It yeah, very good.
Very good.
You
I
guys-
haven't had dinner, so it's
So
good.
she's eating it
That's
all.
your
That's
dinner?
Her dinner. That's your dinner.
Mhm.
Well, that's,
really
I
our,
good.
wanted
It's
to eat
delicious.
it when I got it from you, Tanya, earlier.
that's our cake from Mark. So happy birthday, Mark.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Mark.
I think I might
24
eat
years.
it all.
It's really good. It's delicious.
It is very good.
So guys,
Again, it's the guava cake.
delicious.
Andrea's Worlds in Las Vegas. Check them out.
Yes, it's in the southwest area, Windmill and Durango. So you guys got to go over there and check it out. And then you can eat at Island Flavor. So that place is also the bomb, too.
really
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
We'll showcase them on another one and see what they have. so we
Yes,
can bring
DJ
it up.
Cram said Island Flavor is the bomb.
Awesome.
So guys,
Yes.
we have a trivia question. What'd you say, Tanya?
No, I didn't say
Oh,
anything.
I thought you said something. Okay, trivia question for all of our viewers. So, if you guys have been watching, you're going to know the answer to this. Which one of our husbands has gotten a vasectomy? There.
Can you guys guess?
Ooh.
And the prize, of course, it's a $10 gift card to Amazon. So, who can guess it? Come on, guys. I know. Any answers in there, Vic?
There is nothing, but they're asking about the cake right now. So let's talk about the question, guys.
Nobody
Come on.
wanted to talk
To
about.
vasectomy.
Yeah.
Cake and bisectomy. Come on now. Come on. What's the answer? Oh my gosh, that's such. Who even picked the dessert? It's like perfect for the trivia question.
Well, someone
right now.
guessed
No, I'm just
that
kidding.
it's D Styles. That he would actually get a
D-Styles?
vasectomy.
Oh.
Jinky.
We shall see at the end.
Jinkies. Docdina said Jinkies.
Oh, Docdina, she said Jinkies?
Jinkies.
Did she really? Oh, I
Did she
Is
really say
that
that?
the correct answer? Yes, she did.
The answer to that is yes. It was Jason. So obviously, Docdina watches our show. Thank you, Docdina.
Thank you, Claudine.
Thanks for paying attention.
Yes.
She said yes because they have a lot of kids. Good one. That's good.
Yeah, because if not, we'd have 10 or more.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Right?
Ooh.
You'd be called the Filipino Brady Bunch.
Are you saying something about yourself too, Jinky?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
This is the first time someone got the answer that quick.
Yes.
Of
Of course,
Yeah,
Claudia.
that's true.
Because it,
Wasn't
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Right? Okay, so
I'd
girls,
say so.
can someone just kind of fill us in on what stage we're on in this pandemic as far as opening and
I think
So
we're
far?
at 50%,
for Vegas.
and they are having venues like the pool areas being opened. I know it's all within, obviously, precautious, and not too sure how that's going to flow on the pools, but face coverings are always being requested of everybody, but there's been a lot of people out and about. Just feel free to make sure when you guys come, still stay cautious because there's going to be a lot of people from everywhere visiting, but definitely 50%. Restaurants now allow 6 persons to dine in, so which is good versus like for you, Jinky, it definitely helps,
I know we don't need 2 tables anymore,
right? Or leaving the
but
kids
no more,
behind.
right? No more reservations.
Oh
Also,
yeah,
you don't
that's
need
a good one.
reservations. And then Crystal, you just went to a game, a night
Yes.
game.
Yeah, we saw
So how was
I
that?
did. Oh my gosh, we went to a Golden Night game. Josh surprised me with tickets for our 5-year anniversary, and we took Dylan, and we had so much fun. And I can't tell you guys how safe we felt. I mean, you know what the arena looks like with what 20,000 people. There was up 3,600, I believe. In our section, or in our row, there was no one near us. There were a few people behind us to the side, well more than 6 feet away. But as empty as it felt so normal. It was so much fun, guys, and I can't believe how safe we felt. We had to do a health questionnaire, of course, and the contact tracing. But other than that, it was awesome. It was really nice to be back.
Do they have the concessions open, or is it something where it's just very limited?
They do have the concessions open. They're not doing draft beers, and they're limited to like Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, and Budweiser. Not cute at all. And then they still have their.
I'm a Michelob Ultra girl.
That's what that's what I did. I had a Michelob Ultra and a Moscow Mule. It was really nice, and they won
Those
5-1.
Nice.
They're getting we won 5-1, but we're getting our butts kicked right now. We're 1, they're 5.
Oh, looks like San Francisco's at 50% too.
50%.
Oh, wow, that's
Good to know.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That is really
good.
awesome. That's big for California, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Considering, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah.
Anybody else in the chat that has anything to input with what's going on with today's world and what's in their area, wherever they're at? And if not, any input with any of our viewers that are joining us?
And
Like I
here in
mentioned,
Nevada,
we're
I
at
think
episode 9.
we can all get vaccinated, right? By April 5th?
Yes.
April 5th.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
opening
Everybody.
it up to everyone. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What I think. Oh, Buddy
Oh,
Lee.
Buddy Lee,
He's
still
waiting.
waiting.
April 5th.
Okay.
April 5th, Buddy Lee.
In here, Nevada only.
Oh, he's not in Nevada. I don't think.
yeah.
He
I don't
No,
know
I
where.
think he's in
Where are you
Florida.
from?
Where's Buddy
Where you
Lee?
from,
Where are
Buddy?
you from?
And Philly
not
was
sure.
going
It
to
was going to be
Right.
75%, but since crazy.
But since the increase of COVID, they changed their mind. So that's DJ Tony T-Tex.
He's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Awesome.
crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is because
I think I really like it's crazy how time will really tell with what happens in our future because everything's just so uncertain. So hopefully
Yeah.
soon we'll get back to some sort of normal. But I will tell you, isn't this like the most normal that we felt? We all got to go to dinner together, together again.
Oh, he's in Washington D.C., but in
20 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
20 minutes away. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Maryland.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is
Very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, Bev.
Well, let's get excited because we need to build
Yeah.
morale, ladies. It's Thursday, almost to the weekend, and I'm
Yes.
about to get this doctor appointment in the building because we have
Woohoo!
Doctor is in the
Lottie.
building.
We
Let's-
waited.
Hummer in.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Claudine.
Hi,
My
Claudine.
mic's not up. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
All
We can hear you.
right.
Perfect.
How are you, ladies?
Good.
Very
Are you
good.
doing
How are
well?
you?
How are you doing?
Good.
Thanks for joining
How are
us.
you? Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm good. I didn't have to work today, so I'm really good.
Yay.
No, I had a conference, so it was a perfect time to be on the show. 'Cause I had a conference, and I have a conference tomorrow, so it's good.
Is
I-
it virtual?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
virtual?
virtual. Yeah, so it's an autism conference. I work a lot with autistic children. So it's an autism conference up in San Francisco. So it was virtual. So
That
hopefully nobody from my work is listening, but I took the kids to see the Easter Bunny today, and we went on an Easter egg hunt while I was listening to my conference, and
that
so
is
we did
awesome.
that. Yeah,
Well,
so
Claudine-
that felt kind of normal to us.
Oh,
Granted,
that's
the Easter
good.
Bunny was in back of us rather than next to us.
Oh, is that how they do it now?
I guess so, and then you can just wave to the Easter Bunny. But
It's like a drive-by.
Hopefully they don't
we
just
took a
launch
picture
them
in
in.
front of them.
Oh.
Yeah,
He was
in
like,
front of the
cool,
Easter
like
Bunny.
behind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, but they had Easter eggs, just like normal. I just said, okay, throw those eggs away this year because they got COVID on them. So throw them away if you open them.
Just look at it.
Yeah, just look
Don't
at
touch
it.
it.
Spray it first. Spray the egg.
Exactly. So, but that felt normal, and it felt normal for the kids,
That's
because they got to do
awesome.
something that they always, enjoyed to do.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Claudine, are you still dealing with children as patients? Are you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I am a pediatrician, and my specialty is I usually do more urgent care. I worked in the emergency room for the first couple years of my practice, and then I worked in urgent care. And now my practice is mostly working in an urgent care-like setting, but I decided to switch it up last year, and now I work with I do half of my time working with autistic children. So I diagnose children with autism, and then I also do urgent care again. And then when the surge hit, then I volunteered to work with adults that had COVID. So that was a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
Because being a pediatrician, you don't treat adults, right? So, so that was a big challenge for me. But I felt that you need that every once in a while, right? Because people, when you're kind of stagnant, you feel like you want to challenge yourself and get to the next level. And so I felt like that was my challenge. Being stagnant, for a couple of years, you just feel like you need to make yourself better, right?
Need to grow.
Yeah, because you have to grow, right? Because that's and I see Melo doing that all the time. Sorry, it's gonna be hard for me to call him Melo. I don't call him
You
Melo.
can call him David. We'll
Yes.
understand.
Yeah, so yeah, Melo's real name's David. I don't call him Mel. However,
Melo?
he does respond only to Melo. So if we're in a crowd,
what did you
right?
say?
I don't know
What
if
did
this
you
happens to you guys, but if we're in a crowd and I say, he doesn't. I usually call him Honey, right? Honey doesn't answer. David, nope. Everybody answers, right? Because everybody's name's David. And finally, I go
Same
Melo.
here.
Oh, there. Then he turns around. Yeah. So.
And then you get a crowd. What? Mello is here? Like now you really started the crowd.
right. And then I'll find like a fan in the audience or something like that. So anyway, so he's always challenging himself, and I just feel like, I've kind of like reached where I wanted to be in life, right? And so I just feel like, like every now and then I feel like I need a challenge. I need to challenge myself. So it's nerve-wracking, but you feel really good in the end, because I don't know, for the first, few decades, for the first half of my life, I'm 40, I'm going on 45. And
Wow.
yeah,
You
I
look
know,
great.
right?
45. You look amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You're probably,
I
you look
just-
like
few
this,
women
like
that-
20s.
Yeah.
No.
Not a lot of women
Oh my
will
gosh.
be open about their age too.
I
know.
know.
Oh yeah,
But
I will, because I don't feel. I mean, I love being in my 40s. 40s are the
Well,
best. 40s,
I agree.
like
That's true.
this
I feel-
decade
I
was
feel
the
it.
best decade for me.
But
Yeah.
Claudine, also like you being like, 45 and feel good about it, you're in a good place in your life, in your career, where you're accomplished. Like, it's so fascinating to hear you say that you're a pediatrician, you've worked in the urgent care, working with autistic kids, and then with adults with COVID. That is just like, I admire that. I think that's so, and you're beautiful to top it off.
Thank you.
Yes.
He's a good.
Well, not
It's like-
but
But it's the full package,
So
Yeah.
I mean, Claudine, with all
Yeah.
like your busy schedule, how have you been able to start joining Mello? on Twitch? Like, how did that happen?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really hard. So I think what people don't see on Twitch are our morning afters or the cleanup afterwards, because the minute, you raid, it's like, I'm done. Like, and I got to go start the dishwasher and, I got to feed the man, right? And he's busy cleaning up. I mean, it takes like 2 hours for us to go to sleep. We take a shower, you just get ready for bed. And then the next morning, up until the beginning of the year, I had every other Monday off. So it was great. And then at the start of the year, now I work every Monday. So it's tough. And it's easier because I don't have to wake up and bring the kids to school, because they're virtual. At least 2 of the 3 of them are. And Mel has to wake up and, walk our daughter to school. But if I have to bring him to school, that would be really hard, because I have to, leave early, drop him off at school, then go to work. And I drive 80 miles a day because my work is very far. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I have a long drive. And in order to get there on time, then I have to drop the kids off early. And so that's what we would have to do. But, luckily I don't have to do. But the next morning, especially if we've had a crazy night, like a crazy night for us is we've drank a little bit too much. I start dancing and it's a fun show, right? But, I just have to make sure I hydrate and, because and that's why before a show, I always tell them, either I don't know if I can do that long or, we got to start early, but he always tells me, I'm the one that makes the show go longer because it's fun, right? Because Twitch shows are just, and you'll, if you guys tune in, then you'll hear me saying like, it's my break. It's like, it's a different world, it's a different world from medicine, right?
Yes.
And I think for everybody on Twitch, a lot of people, it's their escape, right? Because everybody on Twitch everyone's into music, but not everybody's a DJ and everyone, mostly everyone has a 9-to-5 job, and they're living in the real world. But listening to people on Twitch, it's an escape. So that's what it is for me.
What happens when everything starts to open up? Do you think Twitch will stay the same? What do you anticipate?
I think so, because I think this is a new platform for everybody. And even though, everyone's happy that the world's opening up again, I think there are still a lot of people who are hesitant, to go back to places like clubs where people are a little bit too close to each other. Restaurants, okay, because you're not sitting right next to somebody. But in clubs, it's a little bit different. The clubs in Vegas, you guys know, sometimes, a lot of times, not sometimes, almost 99% of the time, they're like up on you, where,
there's no
most
space.
likely.
There is no personal space.
Yeah,
for sure.
there is no personal and most likely you're going to get a drink spilled on you. Most likely, right? Or your foot stepped
something
on.
else.
I know, right?
Exactly. Or, so, and there's no space for anything. So me, from what I do, I'm just like, oh my God, there's COVID everywhere. And there's certain DJs who want to go back because, I've heard certain DJs that want to go back, but, David's not that excited about, going back, so.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
What's that?
I think he wants to get out for sure. He wants to get out. But so I think Twitch will still be around, and I think people have invested so much of their time and money to build their Twitch audience that I don't think it's just gonna stop, all of a sudden. So and Twitch to me seems like a club sometimes. It's like, you go into this room and then you don't like the music they're playing, so you go to another room but
so much
that's
fun.
cool. Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun for sure. Yeah.
So it's fun.
So going back to you and Melo or David, how old were you guys when you guys met, and how did you meet?
Okay, so we first met at my best friend's wedding. He's 3 years older than I am. And so there's a small generation gap, right? So all of my friends are basically, my friends' older brothers and sisters are basically his friends. And so my best friend, they're not together anymore, but when she was young, she married the founder of Mixwell. So a lot of people, in the chat or who's from Southern California would know about Mixwell clothing. And so, the founder and creator of Mixwell was David's really good friend who married my best friend.
Oh,
and so when, we went to her wedding, and, we were all in her wedding, then David and all the Beat Junkie guys were DJing it. So I was with my friends, and of course, he looked at us like we were just kids, right? We were just young, even though we're just 3 years younger. And then I noticed, I'm like, oh, that guy's cute, and then that was it, And
wait, what do you mean that was it?
that was it. We really actually
over the good stuff.
No, we met like I saw him, he saw me, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's Mel. I'm
And
like,
what
oh,
did
that's
he
cool.
say to
That's the
you?
DJ. He didn't really say much. He's just like, what's up?
What's
like
up?
that's it. Like
That's all it
because
took.
he was
Really?
too cool for school at that point. And so then that was it. And then when we went to college, then this is a crazy story. So I went to UCLA, he went to UCI, and I actually knew his ex-girlfriend and who he was with for a very long time. And but I didn't know her as his girlfriend. I knew her as, this girl that I went to school with, who is actually, gosh, I hope I don't disclose too much, but who was messing around with one of my friends, right? And I didn't know any of this, right? So then, so we knew people in common. And then when we really met again was because I was, shout out to Icy Ice, I was a Legend promoter. My best friend and I, we would go to the Legend meetings, and we
I
would
never knew this.
Oh, you never knew this? So then we would go to Ice's house, and we would.
So you knew Ice before you knew Mello?
Yes.
Oh.
Technically, yes. Yeah.
So can you name all 13?
Wow.
I can try. Is that a trivia question?
I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
I can try. I think I can
send
only
you a
so
guava
because
cake if you do.
David does
You
it
get an
all
A.
the time.
You don't have to do it. I was just joking. It's just funny to me.
I'll probably get in trouble by the
There's
others.
so many.
There are so many. Gosh damn. So then, we met again through that because, David would show up at the meetings sometimes, and, I would be there, and then we would go to the club. At that time, it was Ice and the Legend guys were doing this club called Source, which was in downtown LA. And of course, my girlfriends and I, we would go there. Sometimes we would do the list and, or not, or we would just get in, and then, we would just party, and David would be DJing. And then, we always knew each other. I was always with somebody else, like in a relationship. He was with that girl that I told you about. And, finally, I dumped my boyfriend because he was finally free. And I think he told this story before. He got my number this one time when we met up at this other party. And then, and then I remember he called me. The first time he called me, I was in a sorority in college, and he called me during like one of my meetings, and I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is Melo-D. He's calling me!" And then so he was calling me from the radio station, right?
What?
And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it was like, I don't know. I was like starstruck, kind of in a way, right? And I just remember that, and I was like just tripping off of like, oh my gosh, he actually is like calling me now. And then, and then we just started like dating, I guess, or what was that at that time, going around?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talking.
And then at that time he was working at the radio station, so he would come, he would go to school or go to college classes, and he would go do the radio station, and then he would come to my apartment, and then like he would make that triangle, just every day. Yeah, it was crazy. And then, I would listen to him on his mix, and then he would come over to my apartment because, since I was at UCLA, then, my apartment was in Santa Monica. So that's not that far from the radio station. So, yeah.
So
we
I
did
have
that
this
for a long
picture
time.
that wanting to see how far back and young you guys were.
So
So what
that
was-
was I don't remember actually. I feel like that was maybe at a sorority event, but we were probably 20. We finally got together when I was almost 21. So he was
Nice.
24. And so that was probably when I was like 24. He must have been like 27 or something.
Wow.
That was
Yeah,
so
that was a real
cute.
long time ago.
Cute
Yeah, we've been.
picture.
So cute.
I-
So how long altogether?
I think we've been together like 24 years. 24 years, but we've been married. It's gonna be 14 years this year. Yeah, but we've been
Wow.
together like 24, maybe
And
25 years. 1996.
Oh, he said that was
25
Bab's
years. Oh my
wedding.
gosh.
Was that Bab's wedding?
Or maybe that's what it was.
In
Yeah, maybe it was
Anaheim.
Bab's woman. Gosh, you have such a good memory, Bev.
Yeah.
I
Such
just
a good
remember
memory.
the pictures. I'm sure Babs doesn't want us to talk about that, but yeah.
Mickey Ranks from the chat said, DJ wife here, funny because I met my man twice too, lol.
I did too. Yeah. Wasn't just
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the next question for Miss Claudine. Most of us know that Melo-D is one of the Beat Junkies crew. How long has he been DJing?
Oh my gosh. Every time I ask him this, he's like, "You don't know that?" I want to say since he was either 14 or 16. But he's
Wow,
been
that
DJing.
young.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He started as a teenager because he started in high school.
High school. Wow, good to
I
know.
want to say
And-
the year's 1986. It's either 84 or 86. I asked him
Wow.
that probably like every stream, and he rolls his eyes. He's like, "You don't know?" and then he's like, "You'd be so mad if I didn't know something about you." during the stream.
I think he's right.
Yeah.
And did you, Claudine, have any reservations about dating a DJ? Like if you knew he was a DJ? I mean, obviously you did because
Yeah, I did. Not at the time, no, right? Because at the time, honestly, I was.
excited.
I mean, I guess I could have been like a group. I joke around that I was a groupie, but basically, like I was excited that to like date someone that was on the radio and you
Right.
can hear him every night, and but I mean, I wasn't the only one. I mean,
Right,
just because we
exactly.
started dating doesn't mean we were exclusive, and
Right.
he made that really evident.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
and I'm only gonna say this because they're probably not listening to Twitch, honestly, not necessarily the show, but they're probably not listening to Twitch. But
No, they're probably not.
this is fun fact. This is a fun fact. He's probably gonna get mad. Okay, so this is a fun fact.
Hold
So-
on to your seat, Mello.
Just getting started.
And the story sucks because it's such a good video. Okay, so I definitely wasn't, we weren't exclusive, right? I thought we were, of course, in my 19-year-old mind.
Right.
Okay. And then, we would go to this
He
We-
said that's
we
it.
went to
Show's
the-
over.
we went to this place. Okay, so at Cal State Fullerton, because there's probably a lot of SoCal people here, but at Cal
I'm
State
an
Fullerton,
alumni.
yeah, are you really?
Yes.
Okay, so then you must know, right? Okay, so
I-
there's this thing, or there used to be this thing, I don't know if it still is, it's called Friendship Games, right? And it's like put on by I think the Filipino club that was there at the time. And it's basically, all the Filipino clubs, I'm Filipino, all Filipino clubs that basically from all the colleges that come together. And it's basically just a big, everyone just tries to mac down, right? Like everyone just tries to just meet people and, so me,
hookup.
because we started dating, I was like, Mello gave me this, it's a hockey jersey, and it said it was the radio station that he was on at the time. So it was the beat in the front and then his name in the back, right? So Melo-D. So, me thinking I'm the coolest, I put it around my waist and I'm like, yeah, this man's mine, whatever. And I'm walking
Kind of
around,
wearing that varsity
right?
jacket with your mask.
Yeah, basically, right? So I'm claiming him, and I'm pretty sure his friends who was probably in the chat, they're all laughing at me, and And he ends up meeting some girls there that I knew, right? So he knows who I'm talking about. But anyway, so he ends up, dating, these girls, because of course we're not exclusive, right?
Dating these
So-
girls.
These girls. I'm going to tell you about these girls. So, they were girls, plural, right? So in the end, if the chat wants to know, so one of the girls who actually got married to our a good friend of mine in high
I know
school.
who you're talking about.
Right? You know who I'm talking about? So if you guys remember, I'm sure everybody does. Everybody remembers the Biggie video, Hypnotized. Does everybody remember that video?
Of course.
Right? Hypnotized with them on the boat and then them in the, I don't know, it's like a basement area with like, mermaids like going through. Let me see the chat. So the girl was in this video. So if you notice, I don't know if you ever noticed, but if Melo ever plays Hypnotized or it's like a Biggie song, like I think he actually did this for Maceo's birthday or someone, he did it for somebody's stream where I was like, oh, look, honey, your favorite song. Because the girl that he was dating at the same time he was dating me was in that video.
And see that video again.
And was dating her at the time. Oh, yeah, you'll see. So they're twins. They're really sweet. They're twins, right?
Oh, and Neil, of course, Neil.
They're twins. They're very beautiful. They're very beautiful. And one of them actually ended up marrying one of my friends, the girl that he dated. And they're very beautiful. But it's just an inside joke between like me and him because I'm like, that could have been your wife. Could have been you. That could have been you. It's all right. That's all right.
He said, let's talk about something else.
But the reason why you guys will know her, because everyone's probably, at the end, I know you're going to look up that Hypnotized video.
I am.
You are, right? Okay, it's the girl that's eating the olive. It's the girl that's eating the olive. So that's how you're going to know. See?
Really?
That's why I got my
Yes.
Okay, writing
You
this
got
down,
the
Olive.
So moving right along.
Well, let's
That was good.
Oh,
let's
right. But
change-
70 people
let's
in your
change
chat know that
focus.
story now. Oh, Neil. See, Neil, you know.
I think Neil has been there for everything.
Yeah, Neil Heff
so.
is one of David's best friends. So
Yeah.
he knows. Neil, you were
We know you know, Neil. We know you know.
You were at Friendship Games the day he met her. So, you're an accomplice. You're an accomplice. I think Neil introduced them, actually.
Oh,
Neil, now you're on blast.
I still love you, Neil. I still love you.
That's funny.
so we're gonna change it a little bit. Not sure if people know this, but you guys used to live in Vegas, right?
Yes.
And so what did you like about living in Vegas? And tell us if you miss it here.
Yeah. So Vegas. So what we miss about Vegas is the food. And Vegas for us was really fun when we were single. I did my residency in Vegas, so we have a long history in Vegas. So I lived in Vegas first. Then, Melo would come, visit me while I was in residency. Then when I was done, then, we moved back to LA. And, he had a house here. And, we have such a long history that basically when we moved back, or when I moved back, we weren't married yet, right? And I had finished residency, so I was looking for a job. And at that point, I think Melo was still working on the radio, actually, he had just gotten his first. He was actually working in Vegas already, right? Because I was done in 2006, so he was already, I think, at Hard Rock at that point. And then he was still living in Cerritos at his house. And of course, we weren't married yet, so I went back to my parents' house. And then I was just waiting, I was done. So I was waiting for him to propose, actually, right? I was just waiting for like the next step in life. And so, I didn't hear anything about it. And I was looking for a job, and I'm like, well, where am I going to go for, where am I going to look for a job? I'm going to look in Vegas because he's in Vegas, or am I going to look in LA, to be around my friends and my family? Because half the time he lived in LA anyways. And, I don't think he was ready to get married. I don't know if he wanted to get married. So, I took the first, I took the first job that I felt was best for me, right? And for me, at that point, I was all about, I'm going to go where the money is, right? And so for me, that was actually in Fresno, California, right?
Wow.
So,
Fresno.
and he was surprised. He was like, why are you going to go all the way over there? I'm like, because I'm going to make money. I was like,
That's right.
I'm gonna do my thing.
I'm full fledged now. Like,
Right.
Yes.
So, if you're not gonna, if you're not gonna take the next step, like, if you like, you should have put a ring on it, kind of thing. All right. So I'm gonna
I said we
right.
hashtag
So-
that.
Yes.
So, I went where the money was, and I was like, I'm gonna go make a bunch of money without
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
And when you're ready, then you let me know. So we did that, and I worked in the ER for 5 years up there in Fresno at the Children's Hospital. And basically, I did like 7 to 10 days on, 7 to 10 days off. And when I would be off, we would both meet back in LA, and we would spend like that week, not that week, but, of 2 or 3 days. And then I would go to Vegas to go see him because, he was working in Vegas like 4 or 5 times a week at that point. Until
A
yeah,
long
until
distance relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very long distance.
Wow.
Yeah. So until we got married in 2007, we were long distance for 11 years. So
Wow.
yeah.
Claudine, so
yeah.
your mom is a doctor, my mom's a doctor, but how did she feel about you dating Melo?
They love Melo, and they always have. It's the only thing that, number one, she's Filipino, and number two, she's a doctor. So I think the most important thing to them was that I was going to be taken care of, even though they know that I can take care of myself, and
Right.
that financially, I was going to be fine with just
Independently on your own.
and
or
yeah,
not
because
with
I'm
you.
independent, from just what I do. But I think they just wanted to know that whoever I was going to marry, particularly if it was going to be him, that he would be a good family man, and that he would be able to provide.
Support
just
you
like
as
I
well
think
with your career.
Yeah, and to my mom, I was like, look, this ain't just no wedding DJ I'm marrying, right? I'm like, this is Melo, right? And
Yes.
I was like, you don't not you don't understand, but I was like, telling her and showing her, this is what he's done. These are the accomplishments that, he's had. This is, where he's traveled. And, not that I was like trying to sell him, but just like, I'm just not marrying any Joe Schmo DJ. That's just
Right.
Reassure them. To
like-
reassure them.
yeah,
you'll be
like
fine.
DJing at a
Yeah.
wedding kind of thing, right? This is completely different, but at the same time, this is his life's work, and this is, what he loves to do, and we should all be so lucky to end up doing what we love doing and to make a living out of it and to be successful at it, right?
Right.
So in the end, that's actually what attracted me a lot to him, because of his dedication and, yeah, of course, of his accomplishments too, but, just how much his work ethic and just how dedicated he is to his craft and how he continues to want to be better, every single day. Like I feel like he's at his peak, right? I think
Right.
honestly, he's probably better than he's ever been before, other than maybe when he like won the championship thing, but at the same time, but for how, lots of people say, the older they get, they're not going to be as sharp. For all the Beat Junkies, I feel that that's not the case, especially now with the pandemic. But I think that's just one of the things that I really, really admire, about him. Of course, that has its downsides too, right? Because of the
Right.
fact that he's so dedicated, our family life is really, really hard,
Yeah.
because he's so dedicated. Like, vacations have to be, scheduled, like almost a year, 6 months to a year in advance. Like I can't
Wow.
just be like, oh, let's go here in 2 weeks. Nope, because I've got this class, I've got this gig, I've got this meeting, and he just doesn't. He has such a strong work ethic that he can't miss teaching. He just can't, he can't just like, and put like responsibilities on other people, right?
Or he
Such a
cannot just
type
say, I'm
A
calling out
personality.
today, like a 9 to 5, or because I'll just call out
Right.
sick. It's
Yeah,
not the
like-
same.
yeah.
You're dealing with.
Like some of us can, just call in sick. No, it's not like that. And
No.
every day he's practicing. Every single day. Like the thing with, the difference, I feel between him and, a lot of other DJs, not really DJs that are more of like his friends, because they're all kind of like, they're all on the same level, is that for every set or appearance that he does, he practices days. It's not, he's just not one of those people that just go on and he just plays whatever he plays. I mean, he can do that,
Right.
but he is so, he really wants everything to be perfect, right? Because he's
Yes.
so type A, like
And it
ain't
shows.
no
Ridiculous.
Awesome.
He's
It
ridiculous.
shows
at all,
in his
right?
performances.
Yeah. So,
So-
it's like, for example, last night he did a stream. He practiced for 2 days for that.
Oh,
And that's how it is. Today, like, he's going to do a set. Yeah. So I gave him that
You
set
better put
on
in 2
Sunday,
hours for us.
right? So it's hard. So when he was
Yeah.
DJing like 4 or 5 nights a week, in Vegas, I mean, yeah, some of the sets are like recycled, of course, but he always wants to come with something new, which means he's always practicing. So I would be like, hey, well, what about your friend? They just came from dinner and, and then they're just going to bring their computer and like hop on,
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize like, that's not him. No, there's no going to dinner like before, because he's practicing till the very, very last minute to
So-
make everything
Wow.
perfect.
I
So
have to
that's what
tell
makes
you-
our life kind of hard,
That's just crazy, because when I was dating Mark in the 2000s, I was 20 and probably Mark was like in his 24. He loves your husband, and I met him through dating him. We went to Beauty Bar and Z Trip, and then Melo-D was there to be doing all this crazy stuff. And Mark, he was like, we gotta go here, we gotta see them. And he was just like amazed. And your husband is like amazing. Like Z Trip and Melo-D, when I listened to him and saw the crowd, it's just amazing. I just want to tell you guys that, like, it's
I
so
wanna-
cool.
And
So-
I want to add. I want to
I don't
add
know.
Oh,
to
It's-
thank you.
Crazy
I wanna
how
add
like
to
he
what-
loves to practice his craft, and he's still the same. The first time or the second time long time ago, I met him through another DJ, and that's how I met Z Trip and Melo-D, and they're just like open arms, super friendly, and he still like has the energy and vibe. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And my husband still like listens to him and plays a song, but he's
probably
been
drunk.
playing. But which one of your gigs made you the most proud? Because I feel like
Oh my
every
gosh.
gig or every time we see him in events, like he's just amazing.
Oh,
With
thank you.
Z Trip too. So
Oh, I
That's
love
cool.
Z Trip. Yeah, I gosh, there've been so many that it's so hard. I'm sure you feel the same way, Bev. It's just so hard that you see them. I think it's because I see all the work and all the preparation that goes on beforehand, right? And then you see them performing it, and you see the crowd reacting, and you just feel so proud. You're just like, yeah, that's my man,
But
kind of
Melo's
thing.
been on.
But-
He's been on TV, and he's done like
Yeah, there's. I mean, sometimes there's a lot of things that we forget. That he tells the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, you're on TV. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, So I totally forget.
He was on that talk show. What is it? What's his name?
A Vibe.
Sin-
Yeah,
Sinbad?
Right. Vibe. Yeah, with Sinbad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Vibe.
yeah.
And then he
Sinbad,
was on
yes.
he was on a TV show. Farm Club,
yeah,
where
Farm Club,
because that's
that's
the first time
right.
I saw No Doubt. So it was a lot of unfortunately, because when I was in school and I was away, I didn't get to experience a lot of the awesome things that I think I could have experienced, like all the trips and all the swag and green rooms and celebrities, because
Yeah,
I
but
was
you were busy
I was
being a
always
doctor,
gone.
so.
Yeah, so it would have been
that's
fun,
busy
but-
saving
I think that's a
patience.
little more important.
make that money.
Yeah. But I feel like every time like I see him practicing super, which is every single time, and then he pulls it off. I mean, honestly, because we have two completely different, jobs. I don't understand everything that he does, but I know what sounds good and what doesn't. So when he does ask me and, and I say, yeah, it was good. It was, like, I'm really proud, like, as I'm watching him, and then he'll ask me, and of course I'm the most critical. So I'm like, yeah, it was good. It was all right. It was good, but when I'm
my
watching
husband
him,
does the same thing. He like asks for my opinion, and then when I say something that he might not think he wants to hear, I'm like, then why do you ask me? I'm like,
exactly. Right.
But you're
I
only
mean,
saying the
honestly,
truth.
So yeah, we've gotten a lot of arguments because, he asked me my opinion, and I don't say what he wants to hear, or B, like, maybe I don't say it in the right way. I mean, just recently we got into something because I was giving him criticism, and, he was like, I'm an artist. That's what I do. And I'm like, yeah, but, even artists got to be criticized,
Yes.
So, like, there's a reason. Like, okay, so I don't know if you guys know our really good friend. She's a mod. Her name is MG Dose. She's a super dope DJ. Bev, you may know her. It's Michelle.
Yeah,
And
Michelle.
she's a DJ for Cerritos All Star. So shout out to them. And, there's a reason why she's called MG Dose. MG stands for, well, it's her initials, but it stands for Mean Girl Dose with 2. So who's Mean Girl number 1? That's me, right? And those are our nicknames,
Yeah.
right? So it's like he knows I'm gonna be very blunt. I get that from my mom, and if I have something to tell you, then I'm gonna tell you. And he was like, you would never say that to any of your other DJ friends. I'm like, because they are my husband. You're at a different level, right? And it's our job as the wives to push them to the next level. And that's what I'm trying to do for you, right? Because, we want to see you guys succeed. I mean, granted, he always does on his own. But I'm trying to just get him even, I put him on a pedestal, just like, I know he does with me.
Well, his
when he talks about me.
expectations, and you want to keep him there. And I think they take it in a different way. Like, well, like, how are you bringing down my morale? It's like, no, if anything, I'm helping you grow your craft and your expertise and all that you do. I'm just getting you better,
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, who else are they going to hear it from? Right?
Exactly.
All their homies are going to be like, yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, right.
And then like, I heard you mess
Yeah.
up, but it was dope.
Yes.
No.
But
You got to hear it like
Claudine,
it is.
Yep.
And
For
Claudine, at the
sure.
same time, you're like maybe his biggest critic, but you're also his biggest fan, I'm sure.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. I
There's
definitely.
Michelle. See,
Hey.
Oh, see, there's MG Dose
Girl
right
numero-
there. Yeah, I am Mean Girl numero uno. Yeah, she knows.
Love it.
She knows. I'm very, very, blunt with him. But I mean, we get in a lot of arguments because of it. But that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, someone's got to
that's
tell
what
It's all
wives
love.
hate.
Exactly.
And it's
all
all love.
It's tough love.
Tough love.
It is. It's
Yep.
it's tough love, and they hate hearing that because I mean they're just used to everyone saying, oh yeah, you're dope,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you are, but at the same time, how are you going to get better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
New challenges,
Yeah.
new changes doesn't hurt anybody. So definitely.
Exactly.
Well, Melo does seem like a perfectionist. So
Oh, for sure. He's so type A. I mean, yeah, it's amazing like how like nice he is about everything else except for like himself. I think that's how everybody is. It's like because for me because I grew up like basically in an Asian household, right? And my mom's a doctor, and Bev, I don't know if your mom was like this too, but she was like, "What? You got a B? Hell no! That ain't going down here."
my
right?
mom and my dad. So.
Right. So they're like, mm-mm. So, unfortunately, like I'm like that with my kids too. I'm like, you got to strive to be your best. And Mello has the nicest parents, family ever. So sweet. Granted, he's not from a Filipino background, right? Or an
Yeah.
Asian background. So, when, and granted, this never happened to Mello because Mello went to Whitney High School, which is like the #1 high school in California, right? So he's like a little smarty. He's a nerd, actually. But with my kids, right? If they ever came, home, with let's say, oh, daddy, I got an F, which hasn't happened, but let's just say that I did, Mello, I would be like, what? Mello would be like, "Oh, it's okay, baby. As long as you tried your hardest, as long as you tried, then it's all right." He's like, "Let's go get that McFlurry that you want." That's him. That's how he would be.
Yeah.
Well, let's show these beautiful family. I want to show the picture of the beautiful kids.
Oh,
That's them.
So cute.
You have a
How old are they
beautiful
now,
family.
Maddox is 11, London's 10, and Camila 6.
So cute.
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Thanks.
Claudine, how has
Yes.
motherhood like changed your relationship?
Well, going back to Vegas. So again, Vegas was fun for us when we were single. But after that, Vegas was very toxic for us. So for us, it was better that we left, Vegas. Because, we both love to drink. You guys must know that David is a really, really good poker player. So he loves to gamble. And it was just not, that coupled with, we had our children there and our children were growing up there and we didn't have any family there. So the way it changed our relationship was it was huge because now we had responsibilities, right? We just couldn't, go out and gamble and drink and party all night long. Honestly, with my first, we were bumping in the club. I was 8 to 9 months pregnant. That's why Maddox probably just loves, all my kids love music, but they were all night babies because not only did I work nights, but I was in the club, pregnant, the bass was bumping and everyone
That
was
was
probably
me.
like, who the hell is this pregnant woman in the club, right? I was in the DJ
That was
booth,
me.
right?
Go mama.
I think that's like all DJ wives. But, and then after that, it was like, okay, his life, it changed, to the point where, okay, I have to take care of my child now, but he was still a DJ. He was still doing gigs 4 or 5 times a week, and then who's left at home? Me, who I'm still working full time. Now granted, the first, 6 months of having my son, he was literally the caretaker because what happened was, I was in Fresno, he was in Vegas. I basically I had to just ship my son to him while I finished off, my job, over in Fresno. And I got to see my son probably once, every 10 days or something like that. That's why they're super, super close now, so, and then that's when I ended up moving back to Vegas, and that's how it changed us. The difference between, I feel like with the Beat Junkies and, a lot of other, DJs, is with their travel, with all the shows that they do, with the type of practice that they're doing all the time, a lot of times, I felt like a single mom, because they were leaving or they were, DJing, and it's like, I'm stuck here with the kids. And again, that's why, Vegas really didn't work out for us because we also didn't have any help. I didn't have a nanny at that point. I was working full time, so was David. We didn't have family there. Like my parents would come visit maybe once a month. We never got a break. And so I always felt like I was always at home. I would go from, working a 12-hour 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. shift. I would sleep 2 to 3 hours, and then I would be mom the whole day until 5 p.m. when I would have to go back to work, 7 days in a row, and then, and then I don't know, Mello would, come home at sometimes, whatever time in the morning. The good thing is, he was doing the main sets, so he wouldn't be out for 6 hours, but when you're in Vegas and you schmooze, especially back then, what happens? You drink too much, you go gambling afterwards,
Right, you hang out.
You end up
You
at
network.
these total-
You network.
Yeah, you network.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So then-
Network.
Yeah, when you're not DJing, you're out. I'm like, what you doing? I'm networking.
I'm networking.
You're
Yeah.
supporting
Drinking, right?
everybody else.
Yeah.
I think
You're partying.
I think
You're
that's
Yeah,
partying,
and then
you're
when I
having
tell
fun.
them, and I get all upset. I'm like, what? I go, you're going to drink? I'm like, sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't drink on my job. He was like, well,
Right.
that's the career that you chose. Okay. So that's always his response to me.
Gosh,
So.
everything she said, I'm reading what Wanderlust, I don't know if you guys are reading what she's saying, but she was saying just how rare it is that people are transparent. And it's true, Claudine, that everything you're saying is just like, oh my gosh, it's so true. So true. And not,
Respect.
it is a lot of respect.
And I think a lot of people
it's
don't
real.
realize that as a DJ wife, that feeling like a single parent just comes with the territory.
It does. Yeah, I feel a lot of people on the outside think, oh my gosh, it must be awesome, and it is, right? I mean, there's music
Definitely.
like all around our house. There's,
Well, that's the glamorous side.
There's
you know?
you go to these venues
Events,
and you meet people,
concerts.
but like one thing, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but until probably my late 30s, I was always known as Melo's wife. Nobody knew what I did. Nobody knew my name. They just were like, and if they don't know you, right? And granted, these are even a lot of people on Twitch too. Then they're just like, oh, you're just some girl, right? Oh, but then and I don't ever say who I'm married to. I never say I don't even say what I do, nothing. But then when then Melo comes next to me and he's like, oh, have you met my wife? Oh, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, hi. And da-da-da. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I
so
already
typical.
wrote you off. Yeah. So
First
you
impression.
you don't get that. You don't get that respect.
No,
And
that's
so,
very, very true, though.
That is true.
yeah,
Yep.
it's really true. And only now, I think maybe because I don't know if the pandemic made everybody more humble, or we're getting older, so people are not as pretentious anymore. It's just it's different now. So for a long time, for all these things that I felt, I accomplished, and I got to a level that, I thought I was comfortable at. This was in my late 30s. I felt like I was still in his shadow, because I never felt that I was really in my own skin. And, really just in this when I turned 40, and really even more in this past year, when I felt like, damn, I'm the shit, I mean,
Yeah, you are. You're
seriously,
badass.
it's like,
You really are.
you work hard, you do everything that you can for this family, you're a dope wife, right? And you do all these things, and finally, you're appreciated for it. And I think it just comes with this level. So honestly, in this last year, there's been I have had a boost in my confidence level, just because of and I think that our relationship has changed too, because now he's at home, and now there's a lot more time to spend with us. And just the pandemic for us has really changed our relationship. I feel more for the better, and not just because of Twitch streams, but because he's always had a respect for what I do, but at the same time, I have a bigger respect, also for what he does. There was DJ Franzen, who I'm sure you guys all know, did a Kobe a memorial stream, and he was playing all these quotes from Kobe Bryant, and about his Mamba mentality. And I knew all this before, right? But then finally I realized, I'm like, oh, that's what Melo has. Melo has a Mamba mentality about DJing, and when I finally, put that all together, it's like I had a really, new respect for him. I mean, I always have done that, but at the same time, I'm like, because now I think with Twitch, it's very transparent. You can see who really puts in a lot of work, and, who really, just goes on the fly, who's really, really a good DJ, and who's very just genuine. And since I've been seeing that a lot, yeah, I mean, our relationship has gotten so much stronger, but our respect for, I think, each other's work, what he's seen me do through COVID and what I've seen him do, you know, through this, how to pivot during the pandemic. It's been really good for us.
That's
That is
great
so
to hear.
awesome, Claudine. That is so awesome.
You inspire
Thank
us
you
a little
so-
bit
Yes,
to kind of like,
yes.
you know what?
Inspired us.
We got nothing as
We're
compared
sweating
to-
balls here.
You know,
Like, whew.
I mean,
I
I'm not
just feel,
sweating
you
any
know-
ball. I'm just saying it's just very, like, just at ease
Real.
to hear you.
Yeah.
You're so
And
amazing.
it makes it okay to feel that stress that where you felt like a shadow and now you feel like, well, where am I in this relationship?
Yeah.
Because they have the name and naturally that comes with everything that people just gratify to. And it seems like, well, I have my worth too. And you just got to, as women, we just feel like we got to be at that same level and it doesn't harm to be at that same level because that's how the
Yeah.
relationship works.
And
I love you.
You guys did, and you guys did a lot of, and you guys had a lot of sacrifice. Aw.
He got inspired.
I miss
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you know,
I was going to
I
say, you
think
Thank
guys
you, Claudine.
I mean, I just feel that, you know, as women, you know, to marry a DJ, it takes a very strong woman to
Hell
marry
yeah.
into the
Yes,
DJ
it
life.
does.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yes,
because it's
it
not all
does.
about partying. It's not all about, you know, meeting people. You know, it's about enduring, you know, their struggles, whether it's good or bad, because not any DJ is always going to be successful. You're going to see their lows. You're going to see how horrible the industry is, how fake people are, and
there's a lot of
how you'll go
influences.
from exactly. You'll go from being somebody's best friend to being their enemy in, you know, a second.
And
you
we
know?
should say
And,
it's
yeah.
it's not just dating a DJ. It's about seeing it through, marrying a DJ and working through the marriage and having kids.
There's a
with
lot of
DJ.
sacrifice.
Yes.
There's a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, one
And-
thing I mentioned, Claudine, was how long we've known each other. It's actually about 20 years. I don't know if you remember when
Oh
we
my
first
gosh,
met.
that's
Do you
a
remember
long
that
time.
that day? You
No,
guys
I
came to San
don't.
Leandro, and Dave and I had just gotten engaged that same exact day.
That's
Do you remember
right.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Anyway, my point is, in those 20
Oh
years,
my gosh, I remember that.
we have seen a lot of girlfriends, wives, you know, come and go. And I think that's just
Yeah.
testament to the fact that it does take a special person to put up with that. So, you know, here we are.
You're really
Promise.
Yeah,
ladies.
Yes.
I
You know,
think if I
kudos to
really
all of
think
you.
about all the Beat Junkies, who probably I can mention honestly, I think Bev and I are the only. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bev. I think Bev and I are the only two original
Original gangsters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys
The
know.
original.
Original.
You said the
Original
original
gangsters.
wives.
Claudine's like Claudine's the first lady of the Beat Junkie.
No. Because Bev and Dave have known each other way longer. Than, actually,
long
Bev and
time.
Dave were friends with David before I came in
Wow.
the picture. Even.
Yeah, Mello used to
Yeah.
come over to Dave's house in
Yeah.
Fremont and stay over. That's how good friends they were.
Yeah,
That,
they were really good
you
friends.
know, that wasn't
Yeah.
Dave's house. That was his parents' house, guys. So he'd come over as a friend and hang out.
Mello,
and
Mello
yeah.
adores Bev. He's like, yeah, every time like I cuss or I get crazy, he's like, no, he's like, Bev is so calm. And she's so ladylike. And I'm
You must
like,
not know Bev.
yeah, and I was
don't know
like,
Bev is-
not the text we go through.
Closed doors. Closed doors. She has a type A personality. But I'm gonna let you guys know, I am so glad that we met you guys. I mean, I met Jinky. Like Jinky's like, can we have Bev to come here? And then I met Bev, and then you being here. It's amazing, and I'm thank you so much for being here with us. It's like the universe wanted to connect us all. I'm like, yay!
Also, on the note of you saying that you and Mello
Thank
have gotten
you.
closer, I think, Jinky, you were sharing that you and Jay got closer because of this channel.
I think
right?
so, because
Yeah.
I never really knew his world.
It was
Yeah.
similar to yours,
Because I was
Claudine.
too busy with
Yes.
mine, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because I went to school. I mean, I'm still in school. This is my last semester, but I'm busy doing other things and not really understanding where he's coming from when he's DJing. So now I'm a little bit more from, I'm getting to know more of, the DJ world.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
is.
Melo doesn't know much about my practice. He doesn't have he's not that strong in listening to my stories, right? Because I deal
He
with
doesn't
kids.
have the stomach.
He doesn't have the stomach at all.
The sensitivity, I think, behind it.
I mean, he doesn't like it when he doesn't like the sight of blood. He doesn't like anything. So when I used to work in the ER, I'm like, oh, it's cool. This kid came with this like huge laceration. I used to sew it up. He doesn't want to hear all that. But the stories that I would tell him, they're sad. It's like no one wants to hear of a sick kid,
Yeah.
right? But when I come home or I've had a hard week or I've had, all of you with kids, you guys can be very difficult parents to deal with, right? So it's difficult parents, sick kids. It's really sad. And he doesn't, not that I don't share it with him, but in all honesty, on a regular night, when I'm working nights, I come home at 10 o'clock. And if he's usually sleeping by that time, or he's like winding down, and by the time I get in, he's either sleeping or he we say goodnight, and literally that's it. Like we really don't talk. And sometimes that's why we have to have, pre-COVID, like weekly date nights, because that's the time that we would catch up. So we just had one Tuesday. We had a date night, and it was our first date night probably like in a year. But I basically told him everything that happened probably in the last 2 weeks because, that's how long we haven't, really talked about, life, whether it's the kids or, my work, which is very little about my work. But he just knows it's very, stressful and, it's not the happiest, stories. So that's what makes it hard too, right? Because he's got his own world, because he not only DJs, but he's dealing with the school, and I'm sure your husbands are too with
that's
all
the
this
thing
other
with
stuff.
Melo does a lot of the business side, so he's constantly.
So
busy.
they're constantly in meetings or dealing with people who are sponsoring them or whatnot. So that's a lot for him to tell me, and half the stuff I have no clue. I only know about medicine, and
That sounds like so much like me. Like Bev, remember I told you, I'm like, we haven't talked about that yet, and she's like, what?
Yeah,
we don't talk about things every single day because our schedules are so busy.
exactly.
So by the time you get home, it's like you just want to go to sleep.
Great.
Like,
This is just going to be ammo for Dave to be like, see, they don't know everything.
Step Mo,
Like I'm not the only one.
Yes.
Step Mo
Yeah.
23 said, I had a baby right before COVID. I don't even know what a date night is anymore.
I didn't either for a long time.
Oh,
And I think Dave
I
only
advocate-
learned what a date night was in like the 2000s. So
Right?
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
I
feel you
advocate that
too.
to all my new moms. So when I see a new baby for the first time, which is I don't do this very often, but lately I've been doing a lot of like when you first have a baby and then you go for the first like doctor visit, the baby's like 2 or 3
Well
days
check.
old. Yeah, it's a well check. So the first thing I ask like the parent, how are you? How are you? Not how's the
I
baby?
love that you asked that.
How are you? Right?
That's good.
How are you guys doing? Do you have support? And then I say, you guys need to get out together. And they're like, and they're like, what? We're like, we can't even sleep right now. I'm like,
Damn, I wish I had you as a doctor.
yeah.
Can you move to Vegas?
I spent my
You
time
go
there.
with the kids, I swear.
And then I'm like, well, how do you guys think you made this baby? Right? So you guys got to get back to that, right? You guys got to go on your date nights and remember that it was you two in the beginning that made this beautiful baby, right? So, and then the baby's super cute. So I'm like, oh, you're little one, you're going to make parents get, have another baby, so, but that's what you got to get back to. Cause who really comes, first? Yeah. Everyone says like their kid, but I mean, who did you
Self-care.
make that kid with? Right? So that's what we try to remember when it is our date night, just to like connect again. So,
And
Yes.
speaking of
yeah, so whoever
kids,
said that in the chat, date nights are important.
Yes.
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 So did you ever want Melo to have a vasectomy, Claudine?
Oh yeah, he won't. Mm-mm, he won't.
Same with Dave.
So
Same
yeah,
with
so
Mark.
Well, with
guess
your
who has to do
stories, you
everything?
connect, you scare
Yeah,
the poor
woman.
guy.
Yeah. Again, it
job.
all has to be me, and that's what it is. So yeah,
So much easier for guys,
won't
though.
at
I
all.
know, it is.
Whoever's listening, it's so much easier for guys.
Yeah,
And it's
men get it.
reversible. So why
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
men
think
have
that's
to-
even
yeah.
worse.
Theirs is just a in and out procedure. Ours, we have to like be there in
so
the
many.
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on, husbands.
if I'm gonna go through all that, I'm gonna get a tummy tuck. I'm gonna do all
Right?
that.
Shoot.
Yeah.
But they should do something because we already had the babies. So
I know, guys. Come on now.
Yeah,
9
exactly.
months and counting more.
Labor.
So-
I'm like, do you know what I did for you? Oh, like today, he was like, I set up the whole studio for you. This is literally 30 minutes ago. He's like, so you owe me, for the, for the set he's doing, right? And I'm like, really? Because when I go to
those
Costco,
records so nice and
He did all
background
this,
looks really
right?
good.
So he was like, so you owe me like another like whatever. This is what I did for your 45-minute set. I'm like, really? Because when I go to Costco, do I tell you, okay, I get an hour of like, of like a massage or something, I'm like, nope. I do all of this stuff for you, but
Yes.
that's just the way, that's what we women, got to do.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, it's all you got to do to make these guys happy is you got to feed them, give them a compliment every now and then, and sex.
Oh,
For
yes.
Mellow, order.
That's me.
Food,
There you go.
a compliment,
Yeah.
and sex. That's it.
If they're
Noted.
grumpy,
They'd be
if they're
so happy.
grumpy, they're like, "Oh, do you need some? Because you're kind of grumpy right now." Like, come on,
Exactly,
let's
right?
go upstairs.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
boys, we're gonna fold
Right?
clothes right now.
this set tonight, I was telling Bev. So Bev was like, can you do a set? And I was like, okay, you got to do a set. All the husbands do it. He's like, oh God, I got to do a set. And he was like, I go, yeah, can I say Bev? I'm like, Dave won't do it. Dave hasn't done it. He goes, then I don't want to do it. Mello does whatever Dave does, right? So then he was like, tell Dave, tell her I'll do it if Dave does it. Oh, because that's always how it is. He'll do whatever Dave does, right? So then, so I was like, okay, let's do this. I'll give you some loving, okay? So for every 10 minutes, we'll work it up, right?
I
so
love
I was
it.
texting
That's
Bev.
like a
This is how we did it,
negotiation.
okay?
That's like a
So I know
negotiation
this
over
is
here.
family friendly, okay? But basically, I had to convince him with something. It's a 2-letter word.
Yes.
And it rhymes with DJ, okay? It rhymes with DJ. So for every one I did, we did 10 minutes. So we got you a 45-minute set.
And
I
we
need
were
like
only
the
asking
Peter
for
Martini.
15. We were asking for
We're
more.
only asking for 15. I'm like, girl, you know what I had to do already? So I was
love
like,
it.
no, we got to set a baseline, okay? Baseline, 25 minutes. That's my baseline.
Listen to the
And
doctor here now, ladies.
I will work it up every 10 minutes. Okay, so I got up to 35, right? Oh, no, I think I got up to 35 or 45, and then I pissed him off. Right? We got in this argument, and he was like, and he comes back the next day after, I apologize, and he was like, you just lost 10 more minutes. And I'm like, damn it. So then, like, I had to, like, work that up again. I was like, damn. All this hard work for nothing.
I know, right? You're so complicated.
Claudine, DJ Melo just said time to abort.
But for us
The
women,
mission-
Oh, and then he goes, are you going to say this on DJ Wives? I'm like, hell yeah, because this is what DJ Wives have to do.
Yes.
This is what we go through.
Hard work, man. Hard work.
Exactly, right?
Oh my goodness. That's
This is what we have to do to get a set out of you.
I know.
Yeah,
Bet.
if your homie, if chemist calls him, he like, let's do a set. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Bev, you
This
gotta
is
get
what-
to work.
This is a couple that makes me work. Look how they
Aw.
wines and dine his
Oh,
ladies, and look
pretty.
what that's beautiful.
That is
So
so pretty.
cute.
That's the innocent
That's how he
look of
romanced
it.
her.
So
Yeah, on that day. No, fun fact. So Mello gives me a massage every single night.
Ooh,
Very
nice.
That's
That is
nice.
awesome.
That's good.
Every
Yeah.
night.
husbands, are you guys
Husband,
listening?
are you
Hello.
listening? Take notes.
That's so
please.
funny, Claudine, because Dave actually does the same. So
What?
yeah,
See,
isn't
he
that
probably
right?
got the idea
Isn't that
from Dave.
crazy?
Are you
They
kidding?
would if I
Bev.
told.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Daves.
Wait.
Well, yes,
Wait.
whatever David
They can
does,
talk about
Dave
that.
does. So I guess now that makes sense.
That's so funny though, because I didn't know that. That's so funny.
Bev, seriously?
Yeah, because it helps me sleep.
What?
I
Crystal, you're gonna be like Josh.
So, but then when I'm falling asleep already, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna fall asleep?" I'm like, "No, because you just gave me a massage."
Nah,
Because to him, that's his
It's like
foreplay.
getting ready for the 3-letter word, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
right. Or the 2-letter word. I mean,
Yeah.
he's hoping.
turn around and finish.
But what does it take for us?
Just do all.
But what does it take for us to just give it up? Like, they have to just be nice, right? As long as
Is
they're
that a
nice.
child in the
But the
background?
thing is, it's
Right?
harder for men because they have to get something up. We're ready to go.
I know, right?
We are.
Like,
But
guys aren't
we'd be
always
more
real.
willing if they were just like super nice and
And
did everything.
affectionate and
Yes.
and affectionate,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
A compliment.
Yeah.
well, some of my girlfriends require housework as foreplay. So
Ooh.
to each his own.
What? Dang, do they have a chart? I should make a chart or something. Give them
I mean,
stars.
yeah, he did go get gas for me, and so he was like, "Did I get something for that?" I'm like, "You got gas for me."
Now he
You know,
wants
at
the
10
pump
o'clock at
back.
night, do you expect me to go get the gas?
So getting gas is one of them.
every chore he does. I took out the trash. I'm like, but that's your job.
All men want an award for taking out the
Exactly.
trash.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
So I just pat him on the back. I'm like, good job.
are you sure it's the back?
Good job for doing your job.
So who
Wait,
DJ'd your
But
wedding?
it does turn me on, actually. It does turn me on when I see him like performing. It really does. Yeah. So that's actually
true. I think that
That's
should be for
true.
all of us, right,
Yeah.
you guys?
It's the songs
Yeah, I agree.
and connection. Yep.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I
such.
agree.
I think it's such a it's
there-
like they're two different people. You know what I mean?
like their alter ego.
It's
Yes.
funny because
Yes.
people that actually admire them would look at them and think, "Oh, that's so and so," you know. But then when we're at home, it's like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? It's like, "Who are you? Know who do you think you are? You're nobody." But when they're on
Nobody.
stage, they're like,
It's like
"There's
it's like
somebody."
so one
you know?
time.
It's like,
So
"Oh."
like back in the day, he was like, he goes, "Oh my gosh, I put this. I don't know what it was, Facebook. I don't know what it was." He's like, and Jazzy Jeff liked it. I'm like, Psh, you don't know Jazzy Jeff, and he was like, "No, really, like he liked it. Like I know him." I'm like, "You don't know him. But, like just stop there." So then a couple months later, he like put some post out, and I think Jazzy Jeff he responded. And he showed me, and I'm like, that is someone pretending to be him. Jazzy Jeff don't have time. He don't have time to be on Instagram. Don't be fronting like you think you know him. You know, come on now. And then so now, and he had him on his stream, and he's like, "See, I told you I know him." And then, or I'd say, "Do you know this one?" He goes, "Yes, I know him." I'm like, "You know him, and you didn't tell me?" And and then when people come on the stream, I'm like kind of giddy. I'm like, "Oh, hi." Because I get so starstruck.
Yeah.
So with me, I'm like, how come you didn't get his autograph? He's like, I'm not gonna get his autograph. I was like, why not?
I know it's so funny how they're not starstruck at all. you
Not
know,
at
like,
all.
Like Josh with J-Lo, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh,
can I just,
Mello was starstruck with J Lo though. Well, Josh wasn't.
No.
He was.
oh gosh, J-Lo, But Claudine, I have to tell you, my husband, Josh, 2016, he went to go see D Styles and your husband. And he posted on Instagram, and it was before he knew them. And he said, "This is the Michael Jordan of DJing, the two, D Styles and Melo-D." And it's just so crazy now here how I'm like good friends with Bev, and then I'm here talking to you. But yeah, my husband, he just, I mean, they're amazing DJs, amazing DJs.
Very amazing.
So he was starstruck. He'll probably tell me.
Yeah, we're starstruck too. So mark it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's, I'm sure this happens to you guys too, but yeah, you meet like people, like random people at like the craziest times. Like you're just like, where did we last go? Oh, so like we went to church for like, I think it was like Ash Wednesday, and it's COVID, so I'm not trying to be around like a lot of people. And then all of a sudden it's like we're trying to leave, everyone has their masks on and at church, and someone's like, Melo-D, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're at church, right? So of course, I mean, the guy was cool, and it's cool, and and it's like, but then they're like taking pictures, and I feel awkward. I mean, honestly, like. I don't know how the guys feel, whatever. It's probably normal for them. But, and then everyone's looking at you and you're like, oh, well, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is church. I feel like so like,
but
I'm not, of course I'm not embarrassed by him, but I'm like, man.
But Claudine, when we see you guys, we're probably going to take a picture with you and probably autograph. Sorry. So I hope you guys won't feel weird or awkward.
Oh, but
So,
funny.
Claudine,
Like, yeah.
we ask all the DJ wives this. What's something about Melo that we would be surprised to know?
So he does not like to listen to music outside of his practicing. So we have music
Even in
on
the car?
in the house, especially in the car.
Oh, wow.
In the car,
That's
it
like
is
me.
silent. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm trying to, I love music all day, every day, right? It's bumping in my office, it's always in the car, it's always outside, and the kids are listening to it. But when we're going out to dinner or we have like a family day, like it's quiet. Our trips, like when we go to Vegas or we go on road, it's quiet. And it's quiet that it's awkward. Like I'm like, don't you want to listen to this new song that, or a mix or nope. So right now, like when I was getting ready, of course I'm always bumping like Spotify or, something just to kind of, just get me hype and get me in the mood. And then like I opened the bathroom door and he's like, it's so loud. It's so loud.
So loud. Like,
Now, granted, this was Big Daddy Kane, okay, and he is so super hip hop '80s. And I open it and I'm like just like getting down. He's like, it's too loud, honey. Can you just turn it down? I'm like, what?
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And for and here, when we're doing like the stream, I mean, it's so loud. I mean, we just bump the hell out of the speakers, right? Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. But he does not like to listen to music at all, or almost actually nothing. It's just silent. And I can understand that, I guess, if you like that silence, but isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of weird.
He's probably just calming himself before going back to DJing in his studio.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Or like
warming up.
He likes to listen to a lot of podcasts, so maybe that's it too. But
I love listening to podcasts. That's
yeah.
cool.
So
Wow, I would have
cool.
never
Isn't that
ever
crazy?
guessed
Never
that.
guess. Yeah.
let's see.
That is a trip.
Let's see.
Wow.
He hates cheese with a passion.
I love
Cheese?
I knew that one.
He hates cheese.
Wow.
So it's very. And
That's
I'm
why
a
Dave's
foodie.
trying to get him onto cheese.
Yes.
He's trying. Really hard.
and I'm a foodie. And of course, he
Yes.
doesn't try anything new unless Dave says it's good.
Unless it's Dave approved.
Yeah, it has to be Dave approved. So, the only cheese he'll eat is like on pizza.
But I always
he
crack
does
up, Claudine.
not
Remember
like
all those
cheese.
times when someone would tell him something about a restaurant, and you'd be like, "Whatever, I told you about that like long time ago." And,
Yep.
and he'd be
Yep.
always like, "Oh,
Yeah,
oops."
I was like, I told you about that restaurant 5 years ago, and now you think it's cool because Dave said it was good. Or he'll go there. He's like, I went to this great restaurant. I'm like, I told you about that like how many years ago when I wanted to go,
So Bev and Claudine, how did your men meet? Like, were they obviously DJing together? There's just an event that they just naturally just met, or how did that come about?
I just asked Dave this question and I forgot. They met at, I think through John, Shortcut. So yeah, that's how.
Maybe I
met,
don't know
I
how they met.
believe.
I just know that he would go to his house.
In high school? Or were they friends in high school?
No. This was
After.
After, yeah,
Shortly after high school.
yeah, like
Yeah,
93.
soon after high school.
I think that was about 93.
Yeah, because David graduated in 91 from high
Yeah.
school. Yeah.
So it was about 93 when they first met.
Nice.
And then the interesting story about me and Claudine is both our moms are doctors. And it was so funny because we were talking, I don't even know how we were talking about an Auntie Remy. And And I said, yeah, I have an Auntie Remy that works at Metro. And she's like, wait, I have an Auntie Remy that works at Metro. And I was like, my mom's friend is named Auntie Remy. She was same with mine. It ended up being the same woman that was the same lady that's friends with both our moms. They're all doctors.
Small
all the
world.
all the female
world.
doctors.
So
Yeah.
such a small world.
It was.
Yeah,
It
and we
was
had so much in
funny.
common, and yeah, we clicked right away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
So
you guys are in
Claudine,
sync.
Claudine is a Cancer. Dave's a Cancer. Melo's a Leo. And I'm a Leo. That's why I love Melo.
Oh.
That's why he
yeah.
he can get just out there, right? He's got that. Yeah.
So yeah,
So.
I think that's the type A in him.
Definitely. Yeah. But
And
yeah,
Claudine-
we clicked right away.
Who
For
was
sure.
your guys' DJ at your wedding, which I do want to know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
So we had the best big band. We had like a 13-piece big band that was awesome. And honestly, they probably could have went all night, but then, you only have them for a certain time. And then afterwards it was Rhett, J-Rock, and I think that's it. I think it was Rhett and J-Rock for basically the whole time. For the
Nice.
time after. But that was like way into the night already because the big band played for so
I don't
long.
even think I saw them because we had to leave because we had no babysitter. We had like,
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
that. Yeah, because I don't have a lot of pictures of
and I
you
wish we had a
guys.
video of you guys dancing. Claudine and Melo did a beautiful dance,
They
not
did.
like hip hop dance, but
It was
like
it was like a tango kind of
tango.
dance.
Elegant.
That's the only time
Bring
I
them
was
on.
in
Let's
dance.
see the tango moves.
No, yeah,
It was
it's the
so
only time.
cool.
Yeah. After that, it's like he won't even do a two-step now. No, there's like no getting him on the dance floor.
At least he did it
At
then.
all.
That's so cute.
At least he did it then.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was
That
just
is
more for my
cool.
parents.
It's
That was
something
more
you
for
could
my
show your
parents.
kids one day.
Yeah.
Have they seen it?
That's-
No,
that-
not yet.
No, they haven't seen because they'll be like, "Daddy dance? There's no way." No, there's certain things that he just will never
Won't
end up
dance.
doing in life.
Yeah,
That's
Mark
what
Will
it
he,
doesn't
would he
like
dance on a
dancing.
dance floor now?
No, he won't even do a two-step.
Yeah,
no,
Dave
he won't
either.
even like go there. Mm-mm.
But
Mark
these girls
too.
got husbands that probably would dance.
No, Mark
I
won't
got
dance.
it. Sometimes.
won't.
And he probably wouldn't
Hector
care if I danced with somebody. He's
Yeah,
like, "Go
Dave
ahead."
too.
Yeah,
Dave
he would
wouldn't
just
care.
watch. He'll probably just watch
Yeah.
me dance and break my leg probably.
They would probably find another guy to like, hey, you want to dance with my
Yeah,
wife?
can you dance
So
with my
weird.
wife? Yeah. No, I would go on. Yeah, in Vegas, I would just like go on the dance floor there, and and then I would come back and tell
Yeah.
him a story. He's like, "Oh, okay," like don't care.
Right.
He did like
So
he
weird.
gets jealous super easily, but when it comes to things like that, it's like nope. It's like
Yeah.
that's
Is he a
fine.
jealous guy?
I feel like as we get older, he is, but not when it comes to things when like, we're like in Vegas or something like that. Like I told him a story, recently where, I was at the park and then some person approached me and I think we were about to go on Twitch and he didn't say anything. He was like, "Psh, whatever." And then during the stream, he was like, "So Docdina just told me a story and she just got me all mad." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that, it affected him like that."
Apparently
you
things
know?
come out in streams.
Yeah, I guess. And I was thinking, I'm like, "Oh, did you feel threatened?" I don't know, but I don't think it's, really about that. I mean, we really don't get, I mean, that's another thing is like, we just don't get jealous of each other just because we know like what, like where we stand,
Boundaries,
so when like when he's, I mean, like girls have like told him, "Oh, come back to my room," and or like Bev was saying one time that Dave signed boobs. Well, apparently, Mello said, "What? Dave signed boobs?" And
I
then
need to
during
sign
our
one
date
too,
night
right?
2 nights ago, he was like, "Oh, I was there. I signed those boobs too." And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Lie about it,
Of course
right?
they did.
Yeah. Right? So then, but like when it's in Vegas and you got all these girls, I'm like, go ahead, see what you got, try it.
So
go
have
ahead.
you ever had
know?
a slap a bitch moment, Claudine?
No. So, I mean, I could have, but it's funny. Like, I laugh about it because the way Mello is, he is so, first of all, he thinks everybody in Vegas is a hooker. Everybody, right? So he's just like, I'm like, that girl was doing this. He goes, she a hooker. she's a hooker, right? So he thinks everybody's a hooker. So he ain't gonna try and mess with that, okay? And he's just so not.
That's good mentality.
That's
good mentality right there. You don't want to catch nothing because they're all hookers.
Like,
Good boy, Melo. Good boy.
Or at least that's what he tells me, right? Maybe to make me
oh
feel
gosh,
better.
right?
And he's just not impressed by like fake boobs. And I mean, if they're real and they're big, I think he's impressed. But if they're fake, and I think.
But how would you know?
Yeah, well,
Well,
he thinks everyone's a hooker. I guess. I don't know. So, and then when especially especially when he was at Hard Rock, so this was a long time ago, and there'd be girls up in the in the booth, and I'd be coming with my drink. I mean, a lot of times I was pregnant, right? So they'd be like, of course, my big ass belly, would have to push them away. But, instead of that, I would laugh. I'm like, try. Because Melo is the type of person that be like, you better not get in my space. And he will give you the hand in a nice way. But he would tell me, he was like, you never know who the girl is that's coming in here. So, like, just stay calm. Because you don't know. That could have been the wife of the head person at the heart. You don't know, right? Because every young girl looks like that, right? So yeah, you keep your cool, but at the same time I'm like, don't let him slap a bitch, because he would, because he would be the one like, don't touch my stuff. If you touch my record, I will punch you.
That's smart too.
The way
that
the
is
booths
Josh,
are.
guys.
Right, they'll just like push him away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
when they're
I think
too.
as the years went on, he would tell the bouncer, he's like, don't let anybody in here. He's like, that's your job. Do not let anybody in this booth at all. I mean, whoever went in the booth was usually like a host or whatever, but girls, because they get bottles, and the girls are coming, of course, to get the bottle.
Yes.
And he's like, he's almost like, I don't care what you do, just do not come, in the booth. And I just sit there and I kind of laugh. So instead of like, getting jealous or like trying to like, push my way in, me and my girlfriends, we do a thing like called the box out. So we would just like box out. And that's what we would do, right? To kind of like push them away,
Good job.
and do that. Not because you're jealous, you're, just like, you don't belong in here. It's not more of I was jealous. I was just like, you do not have the privilege to be in here. Because if I got to deal with his shit before all this, then I have the privilege of being here, drinking this bottle that I have earned, and being in here. So
Absolutely.
you can step.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's the way like I look at it.
I love the
I
way
think
you
it's
regulate this. Yes. I like that.
I can
Only
relate.
when I'm there, though.
Vagueness,
It's not a
we go
lot.
Yes.
I totally can relate, because that's how Mark would be too. He would tell me those stories where women are getting drunk and they're tipsy and they're spilling this stuff. So he would be recording, like, look at this shit. Like, this is what I have to deal with.
Right,
It's
yeah.
like understanding now more of why he is dealing with this kind of stuff. And he would tell them, like, don't touch my shit. Don't come over here. So, like,
It's annoying.
It is annoying. So
Yeah.
much respect. Like, they're protecting their gear. And, like, don't mess with the DJ. Don't mess with the DJ. Don't move anything, because don't move their laptop or anything.
Yes.
I
My
swear,
husband
I thought that was just Josh. I really thought that was
Nope,
just
my husband too. Nope,
Oh
he's
my
very
goodness.
protected. That's why I appreciate when he DJs at a venue where he's actually like away from the crowd, or that they don't
Or
even
up
see
top.
him. Yes,
Uh-huh.
but some, like at Brooklyn Bowl, he has that stage and nobody's allowed to go. And then I give him a drink, obviously. So then they see me go up, and then all of a sudden, this
They
girl
think they
just
can go.
thinks that it's a free way to just go up there and request. I'm like, mm-mm. And I tell the bouncer too, like, there's no need for him to go. She needs to go up there, and she tries to go dancing in the middle of the stage. I was like, no, this is not about doing a little little dance show off here. No. And if it's gonna be that dance show, it's gonna be me. So see your ass down there. Thank you.
Or like the best is like if they like come to you with like, can you tell the DJ, you know,
Yes.
to play? And I'm like, what? I
can't hear you, right?
I can't hear you. I can't
Yes.
hear you.
Look
Go,
at that figure.
So And and they do. Like sometimes they get pissed. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, they do.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, when are you ever going to see
And then
them
of course
again?
he goes, you can't talk to people like that. You just can't. I'm like, yes, I can. Yes,
You're trying to have a good time too. You're not there to like be the police to trying to police like what songs we want them to hear. You're like, just dance, people, enjoy the music, like just vibe with it. Don't request. I don't like that.
Yeah, me too. The best is if if they introduce you to the bouncer, then the bouncer knows that, all right, you're cool, just obviously nobody else is, right? And so they really, if they're cool with you, then they'll do that. Yeah. So that's a perk, right? And especially getting the bouncer to like rush you to the bathroom in front of everybody else and then get you back.
Yes.
Because at that point you're like, whoa, like I'm already drunk, so I'm like, what? Everything's like a blur.
You're like, yeah, I'm with the DJ.
So is Melo
We
ready
need
to
to go out with her.
I don't know. I think he's upstairs. He hasn't come down. Let's go see.
We need to hang out with you guys.
Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we
You
do.
guys are
That's
so
what I was
much
thinking.
Oh,
fun.
you guys
Shout
are going
out
to be in
everybody
town,
from
right?
Brew Crew. Yes. I will text you. We will be in town soon. So hopefully we can meet up with you guys.
Yeah.
We definitely will.
That'll be so fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
would
it's
love
going to
that.
be really soon.
We'll continue
I'll
this
text you
conversation then.
Yes, probably a little bit more
so much.
X-rated. As it wasn't already
Was this the
family
PG?
friendly.
Was this PG?
Yeah,
right
this
now?
is like a PG without
For
us getting to an
sure.
argument. I told them, I'm like, I'm already fixing his bed on the couch tonight because I don't know if he's
No, I think we did good. It was.
We did good. He's good.
Yeah.
He
think-
survived.
DJ
We'll check
Dick
his
Tub
pulse
on.
when he comes
He
down.
said, he said he's meditating before he comes down.
Oh,
my
there he
gosh,
comes.
that's too funny.
Go, man.
Claudine,
he
you are
already gave me that.
awesome.
Psh. He gave me that. Psh already.
Well, we thank you very much, Claudine,
Thanks for
being
having
so
me,
open
Claudine.
and so fun.
There's
You are
Melo.
so awesome.
Hi, are you?
So
are we your
it's okay,
friends
I'm
still,
gonna-
Mello?
Melo, you all right?
They're talking to you, honey.
You have a pulse?
Here. Oh, here. See, he's already. You hear the sigh already? You hear it?
Wait,
You're
do you have
fine,
any
you're
comments?
okay.
Do you have any comments?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, does he have any comments?
Shut up. They're talking to you. Come here.
Look.
Oh, he has to turn his mic on. So if it's
Oh.
okay when he DJs, because I gave him a list because he never plays like he plays one song I like. But
I know, that's how
I'm
me.
gonna
This is your
be here in the
playlist.
chat. Yeah, basically, yeah,
Aw.
yeah. A lot of it, which he never does. Again, I have earned this playlist right here. Right?
Someone
I have
wants to say
definitely-
hi.
I have definitely earned it.
What's up, Melo?
Hey,
Aw,
The brothers.
What's
the
up,
the
brothers.
ladies?
besties.
Hi, Dave.
Melo, just cut it out for like 2 minutes.
He means
I
like
told
his
you that's
style.
what they wanted to do.
2 for
Scratch.
2. D, 2 for 2. You in?
He's not set up. There's no way.
He's not set up.
No.
He's always set up. Wax Parlor is always ready.
He's like you, Melo. Really, he will have to practice for days before a gig. He's a perfectionist like you.
Yep.
So-
Hey, Melo, just 20 more minutes.
or
Yo,
less.
I tried to turn the internet off and it just wouldn't work, so I tried saving
That was
us.
a nail biter. Such a roller coaster of emotion right there.
He needs a martini too.
I was
Hook
sweating,
him up,
I was sweating
Claudine.
bullets in the other room.
Did I say anything that was like, oh no?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Oh, you didn't like the Biggie story, didn't you? You know,
I
remember
love-
that one,
I-
I'm tuning in on that little bit.
I loved that story. I'm about to watch the video right now.
I know, me too. I'm gonna.
I'm actually
I went
surprised.
for the olive.
With the green olive, right?
But Claudine, you're
can I-
amazing.
Oh,
You're
see,
cool.
he has a defense.
Can I
You
tell
must-
you
his
the
defense.
What?
Can I
What?
tell? Because we didn't. Okay, for the record, we didn't date. I was never dating her. I literally went out with her one time.
It was a date.
Her out.
And she was from Vegas.
It was a
Mello,
date.
it was a date.
It was a
It was a
date.
date.
It was
It
one
was a
date.
date.
But it was a
It was a
date.
date.
It was one date. It wasn't dating like an ongoing series.
It was a
of
date.
get-togethers. It was
Same
know-
difference for
You know,
us.
like he took me out the night before and then took her out the night after, right?
They have been to my parents' house. Those twins.
Oh,
in Santa Clara.
really?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So
Well, you know who I'm talking about.
Can you say
I mean,
what?
they're very sweet.
okay.
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like very,
Look at
very,
Mello.
very, very
Look
sweet.
at Mello.
Very, very sweet.
Oh,
One
like,
of them
I need
ended
to
up
go on
marrying
right
one
now.
of my friends from high school. Very sweet. If this ever gets out to him,
Now they're very sweet. 25
I'm-
years ago.
25 years ago, yeah. 25
story.
Yeah. And all
You're a
my
different
homies in the
person.
chat know who I'm talking about.
So
That's a different person, 25.
They are. They're beautiful. Yeah, they're
Everybody was a
yeah,
different
they're
person 20
twins.
years
I
ago.
know, right?
How would you not like a beautiful twin that's in the Biggie video? That's the most popular Biggie video ever.
But you got a doctor
Who's got the
now.
olive now?
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Good save, good
That was
save.
really good.
That was a good save.
That was really good.
Keep them coming, Mello. Well, we
thank you
appreciate
so
you,
much.
Claudine. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
allowing us
Thank you,
to
Claudine.
share your world
Thank
with
you so
us.
much.
Thank you.
Now
See
let's
you
get
soon.
some
Thanks for
Melody.
having
See you
And
soon.
thanks,
That's it, show's
Mello.
over?
No, you need to go on.
We're waiting for you. Well, they're still gonna say they
Thanks,
got a beautiful
Mello.
quote. I love the quote you guys
Yeah,
always
do
say.
the quote. Do the quote. Do the beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Thank
yes, yes.
you.
Thank you. I almost forgot. So our
I'll be right
quote
back.
is, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And that's Maya Angelou. Because you
So
cannot
defining.
you can't change other people. You can only change yourself.
But you were able to change Jay's sperm count.
Yes.
You did it.
Yes. Well, he still has sperm. It's just not active. There's still stuff coming out.
Well, of course.
I love it, Jinky.
That's my diva.
Guys, who is she? Who is she?
She's
She's
drinking.
making me blush over here.
Jinky,
Jinky,
you still
what are
use
you
tissue?
drinking?
She's drinking.
It's the guava cake, guys. It's the guava cake.
We can talk like this because there's a doctor in the house.
I know.
yeah.
Exactly.
We're being very
Cheers.
professional with her.
Cheers.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh, too funny. Gabby thinks you're drunk.
Oh man.
Well, we definitely ended this month with National Women's Month, and we appreciate Claudine for being the end of a wonderful end of month podcast for our strong ladies,
you.
devoted,
Yes.
always there to strive and be successful as our men. So we appreciate you coming on board
And
today.
thanks to all
Thank
the
you so
girls,
much.
all the friends that were in, like Amy,
Definitely.
Bree,
Yes.
Jenna Palmer.
Christine.
Oh yeah,
there's
shout out
also-
to my girls.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
Wanderlust
you,
E. She was
Twitch
on there saying a
fans.
lot of nice things. Abby,
appreciate
thank you so
everybody.
much
Thank
for modding.
you.
Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, and my friend Dave Dynamics. Thanks for tuning in, Dave.
Yes.
Nice to
Ladies
see
of
you.
Sound, too. They showed us love.
Yeah, shout out Ladies of Sound.
Joey J
Marisol.
Rocks. Me Rob 15.
Oh, Joey. Hey, Joey.
Thank you so much. Keep the episodes coming. Great show.
Another drink.
Aw.
Cheers, you
What are
guys.
you ladies
Thanks,
drinking,
guys.
anyways?
Cheers.
I have rosé
Nice.
in a cup.
Oh, Rose's good stuff.
Yeah, you
guys
I think
know
you
why
only
I
started
don't have a
drinking
real cup.
rosé because Dave drinks rosé. You didn't drink rosé
Really?
before. It's only because Dave
Fun
drinks
fact.
rosé. Whatever Dave
I-
does.
Did he put-
Yes,
No,
Dave does.
we drank rosé before that, but it had been a long time since we had it. I drank it with your mom at the.
All right, when you're in Vegas, you can drink
Yes.
it again.
Yeah,
Mel.
We'll be there next
definitely.
week.
Yes.
What's up?
Yay.
All right, then.
All right.
I
Thank
keep hearing
you
about these
again.
late night
Dinner.
happy hour.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
We
yeah.
are
Yes.
going there.
Well, we'll be there.
Yes.
For sure.
So whenever
Alright.
you are, Melody, this is all you right now.
Thanks, Mello.
So tune in.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thanks,
guys.
ladies.
Bye,
Thanks for
Claudine.
having us
Bye.
tonight.
Bye, Claudine.
No,
Bye.
we appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank
so
Thanks,
you.
Claudine.
signing off. All right.
No, you.
No,
You stay, we go.
Yes.
No, I'm
we
I'm
go.
making another drink. Let's go.
Everyone's
Yeah.
No, they're not. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Emoji, emoji, emoji. Emote.
Yes.
Emote, not
Hey,
emoji.
real quick,
Emote.
I want to shout out some of our friends in the chat. Shout out to E-Man, Carmela Amy, my man Neil Heff was here. Of course, the Wax Bondlers in the house. Dave Dynamics, Buddy Lee,
DJ Epic.
DJ
Buddy Lee.
Epic,
MG
shout out
Dose.
to MG Dose,
Hey, Michelle.
DJ Genie, Ladies of Sound, Pigween and
DJ
B was hanging out.
Genie.
But yeah,
Fair
thank you guys for tuning
Reyes.
in.
Hey, Jody.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
DJ
Bueno.
WivesLV.
Thanks for tuning
Jody,
We
in.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brew Crew.
So this is a Docdina playlist right here.
Woohoo! the one I so rightfully earned.